and salutations, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is MazezRealm once again, and welcome to another episode of my series, The Arsenal. For this episode, I have got, for the second time ever on my channel, a Championship League play loadout for you guys, and this is my flag runner class for competitive Black Ops 2 Capture the Flag. So without further ado, let's jump right in to the loadout here, and it is using the Scorpion Evo as the primary weapon of choice here, and it is equipped with the long barrel and the fast mag attachment, which really complements this loadout and weapon very, very well. Now, for our perks, we have got lightweight to help us maintain that mobility that we need in order to get those quick flag caps. We've got toughness to help us stay on target when the enemy does get some shots on target. And then rounding out the perk setup here, we have got dexterity in combination with extreme conditioning, and that is courtesy of the perk 3 greed wild card. Now, for the rest of our slots, we have got on our lethal slot, Semtex, and in our tactical slot, we have got the smoke grenade, and those two things are for the cutoff route, and, you know, just in case if we get caught behind enemy lines. Now, for our score streaks, we have got the Hellstorm missile to help with an offensive roll, just in case if the enemy does need to be cleared out. We have also got the lightning strike to help reiterate that point and also help defensively as well. And then for our final score streak, we have got the war machine that helps us both in an offensive role and defensive role in CTF. Now let's jump into the gameplay that is already in progress here on the map Slums, and this is obviously Championship Series League play, Capture the Flag, and right now we are trying to set up for a relay here behind enemy lines, and I am with a teammate who is actually about to pull the flag, and notice that right now I am playing the role of his guardian, and I'm trying to make sure that if he does die, which he does right there, I pick up the flag and continue to run with it. And I did a really good job of actually grabbing that flag and just hightailing out of there, because there was an RCXD that was on my 6, and luckily my teammate took care of it, and I got a chance to get close to score here. Now notice that I did throw the smoke grenade right there, right before I clapped. And the reason for that is because of the fact that when you disorient the enemy like that, they won't know who to shoot or where to shoot, and it enables you to get a guaranteed flag cap. And since I did a good job of throwing the smoke right where I needed to, we ended up going up 2-1, and then we also were working on a relay, and my team right now had pulled the flag. So unfortunately he ended up getting down, so I wanted to be sure to get the cutoff route so that I could go for a relay, and the time was starting to run down a little bit, so I wanted to be able to get some streaks for the second half of this match here on Slums, and I ended up surviving long enough for the time to start to dwindle enough for me to continue on my streak. So you can see here that at the end of the first half, I had a really low score. I only had 8 kills and 5 deaths with 1 defend and 1 capture, and I was on a kill streak. So that's a really, really good thing. And you'll see here on the second half of Capture the Flag that once this class gets cooking, it gets cooking. It really, really works well for relays and for very fast flag caps. And now you'll get a chance to actually see that in action here while I'm running the red brick route and picking up my lightning strike right there. And then moving on, I know that I'm really close to getting my final streak, so I definitely want to do that. So instead of continuing, I should say, on that route, I ended up pulling to the right through blue and double Ds, and then trying to grab the flag. My teammate grabbed the flag and died. I ended up killing the guy who did kill him to pick up my war machine, and then I ended up running the red brick route because I knew that those cutoffs should be okay. However, my team did not get the cutoffs, and I ended up getting shot in the back. So the key here is to make sure that when you do deploy the smoke, you deploy on the cutoffs that are ahead of you if your team is not with you. So that was a mistake that I made there, and I paid for it with a death there. However, I ended up calling in my Hellstorm missile, killing the anchor and the guardian of the anchor there in the back spawn, and it's set up for another flagpole. And now I start to move up. I actually throw the smoke because that's the route that I am going to be taking, and then I pull the flag and end up turning back around and killing that guy, and then running through blue to disorient the enemy, and then running up Blue Street through Junkyard. So that is basically how I pull that flag. And then over here you can see that my teammate is supposed to have the cutoff over here to my right, and he did not do a good job of that, so I ended up killing that guy and then capturing the flag. And that's exactly why this loadout works so well in competitive capture the flag, because it's all about really fast takedowns and really fast scoring. And if you have a loadout that doesn't really complement those perk setups, then you'll have a little bit of trouble pulling the flag and successfully scoring with it. So that's why the Scorpion Evo, it has the mobility that you need, it has the rate of fire that you need, and then when you have the long barrel equipped, it has the range that you need to take out some of those enemies at mid to close range, and it works really, really well. The only thing is that since it does have a really high rate of fire, you'll end up running dry at some points, but luckily, since we have really low score streaks, we really don't have to worry too much about not getting them before running out of ammo. So right here you can clearly see that I am calling in my lightning strike to get the cutoff route so that we could get another score here, and then I get the anchor, it ends up killing the anchor, and we end up scoring, and now we're just running away with this particular match of Capture the Flag on Slums. And it's really, the only thing that really helped our team really was that we were all running SMGs, and then I was running the really aggressive flagpole loadout. And notice that the enemy that was behind me when I threw that smoke had no idea where to shoot. And that is a perfect example of what you can do with that smoke grenade. It's so useful. I don't understand why pros don't use a smoke grenade as often as I do here, and it really can help with those pulls. And the only time that you'll be susceptible to getting killed is when the enemy has an MMS scanner, but that doesn't happen all that often, and so it usually won't result in a death. You'll just keep running right through the enemy lines, and then you'll end up getting flag captures. And right here, the gameplay speaks for itself. I mean, this loadout just works so well in competitive Call of Duty, and the War Machine works really well when you're trying to make a very aggressive flagpole like I'm doing right here. You can clearly see that. And now I'm actually running the flag with the War Machine, but I switched to the Scorpion because I do want to have that added mobility that you'll have when switching. And so then I just go for the very, very quick flag cap, and right now we're about to lead 8-1, and this game is as good as over. It really is. I still have full streaks. I have just a few seconds to really use these streaks, so I go ahead and start calling him in. I end up defensively killing the flag carrier of the enemy team, and then our team ends up recovering that. So they never scored again after that one flag capture that they did have in the beginning of the match in the first round. And then I call in my lightning strike to basically mop up the rest of the team, and after that we end up getting our 9th capture, and then that pretty much wrapped up this gameplay of Capture the Flag here on Slums. So if you guys did enjoy this episode of The Arsenal, be sure to leave a like, and until next time, this has been MazezRealm. I am out.